I think the fantasy is an addiction. Almost by definition, addictions are fantasies. So they're an escape. And it's just like, can I start putting out some energy into the world where I'm not looking for my mother? I'm not looking for the love that I never got from my dad, the validation, whatever. Freud has this concept, repetition compulsion, basically what was normal for you in childhood. And that's what I suggest to people. It's like, what was normal for you in childhood? Did you have to look after your mother? Was your dad abusive? And how did you feel at that time with those things? And how are you replicating that same feeling in all your relationships? And just really, because unless you can become aware of it, my little catchphrase is, unless you see it, you're destined to be it, right? And then we just keep doing it over and over again.
That is the first step.
And men typically aren't really all that crazy about becoming aware. Not to use a stereotype, but it's true. And I think men are kind of being downtrodden these days. And it's one of those things where I think we will start coming together now, because we are, in a way, an endangered species. The sort of the masculine man, that sort of takes control of things and solves problems and that kind of stuff. Now,
loving command.
It's mansplaining now. Now. Like everything is
toxic.
Piecemeal taken away, and it's pretty hard. And I'm not telling, oh, poor man, but it is one of those things where it's half the population. And, we have a higher suicide rate. We have all this trauma. Yeah. And how are we is someone else going to fix me? It's like, no one's going to fix you, but you have to start with awareness. Now, a coach helps. The thing is, we have blind spots. We don't see our own. I had one guy who was beaten by his dad from the time he was 7 till he was about 12. And then he would say to me, it's like, well, but my dad made me strong though. Like, that's not abuse. Like that, my dad made me strong. It's amazing how we go through these traumatic things as children.
And we dismiss them.
And then we just explain it.
Yeah.
We had to explain it to ourselves at 8 years old or whatever. Like, well, this is how it is. And we explain it so often that we lose the ability to see it. And I think it's just that's why a coach will help you kind of say, okay, where are your trauma patterns? Fill out your attachment thing. What's my attachment style? How do I replicate this over and over in a relationship? And how can I see myself going into it so that I know that I can take the exit before I go right down into scary town?
That is a good place to begin. That's why I'll leave a link for your attachment style, just so that you can know and then get some information on how you do relationships. Awareness is the first step, because we're not consciously aware of these things.